2026 is shaping up to be a truly legendary year for the gaming world. From GTA 6 to Resident Evil, from superhero games to massive open worlds, the coming year is packed with titles that are set to go down in gaming history. In this video, we'll go through the 20 biggest and most ambitious games coming out in 2026, one by one, and take a closer look at which of them truly have the potential to change the gaming landscape. But before we begin, I need to make a quick reminder. As a channel, we've been dealing with serious algorithm issues for a while now. Our videos aren't being recommended like they used to, and because of that, they unfortunately aren't getting watched. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. We can get through this period together with your support. Thanks to everyone in advance. Now let's get into the list. Resident Evil Requiem. Resident Evil Requiem is coming on the 27th of February 2026 as one of the most ambitious entries aiming to take the series back to its roots. The game brings us back to Raccoon City once again, but this time we experience the story through the eyes of FBI analyst Grace Ashcroft. Compared to previous titles, Capcom plans to significantly increase the horror factor, focusing on a darker atmosphere, limited resources, and intense tension. With both first-person and third-person camera options, Requiem blends the classic Resident Evil spirit with modern mechanics, positioning itself as one of the strongest GOTY contenders of 2026. Crimson Desert. Crimson Desert launches on the 19th of March 2026 with the goal of raising the bar for single-player open-world RPGs. Developed by Pearl Abyss, the creators of Black Desert Online, this new project takes place in a dark fantasy world inspired by Norse mythology and offers players near-limitless freedom. Exploration, puzzles, massive boss fights, and cinematic storytelling form the backbone of the experience, while the combat system is both action-focused and technically deep. With its visual quality and sheer scale, Crimson Desert is seen as one of those games that could arrive quietly and make a huge impact in 2026. Forza Horizon 6. Forza Horizon 6 is set to solidify its place in the open-world racing genre by taking the series to Japan in 2026. From the foothills of Mount Fuji to the neon-lit streets of Tokyo, from rural roads to mountain passes, a massive map awaits players. With Japanese car culture at its core, drift racing will play a much bigger role, and vehicle physics are being reworked accordingly. While preserving the fun, arcade-style identity of the Horizon series, Forza Horizon 6 aims to be one of the strongest racing games of the year, appealing both to racing fans and players who enjoy free roaming in open worlds. F126. While the 2026 Formula One season represents a major turning point in motorsport history, F126 brings that transformation directly into the gaming space. This year, instead of a completely new standalone title, the series adopts a major premium update model built on top of F125. New regulations, completely redesigned cars, Audi's entry into Formula One, and Red Bull's switch to Ford power units all have a direct impact on gameplay and balance. With more realistic driving physics and deeper simulation details, F126 aims to fully satisfy both hardcore sim racers and competitive online players. Hella arrives in 2026 as a calm yet emotional breath of fresh air among massive AAA releases. The game lets us explore a fairy tale world inspired by Scandinavian folklore through the eyes of a small mouse. The core focus is cooperation. Whether played solo, in couch co-op, or online co-op, this adventure tasks players with solving puzzles, interacting with the environment, and embarking on a nature-driven journey to keep a sick witch alive. By prioritizing atmosphere, emotion, and exploration over action, Hella is shaping up to be one of the warmest and most heartfelt games of 2026. 007 First Light. The James Bond universe takes a new direction, this time focusing not on classic films, but on the origin story of a young and inexperienced Bond. Developed by IO Interactive, known for the Hitman series, First Light is built around stealth, planning, and player choice. Whether you complete missions quietly or jump straight into action is entirely up to you. With iconic gadgets, cinematic mission design, and a strong espionage atmosphere, 007 First Light is one of the titles aiming to redefine the Bond brand in the gaming world. Marvel's Wolverine. Marvel's Wolverine breaks away from the more family-friendly tone we're used to in superhero games, delivering a much darker and more brutal narrative. Insomniac Games portrays Logan not only as powerful, but also as vulnerable and driven by rage. The close combat-focused battle system features brutal animations designed to make Wolverine's claws feel truly lethal, with familiar characters like Mystique and Omega Red joining the story. Wolverine is shaping up to be one of PlayStation 5's strongest single-player action games of 2026. Fable. After a 16-year absence, Fable returns in 2026 as a full reboot that doesn't rely solely on nostalgia. Playground Games rebuilds the world of Albion using modern technology while carefully preserving the series' signature British humor, moral choices, and fairy tale tone. Player decisions don't just affect the story, but also influence how characters behave, the fate of towns, and even the hero's physical appearance. While gameplay details are still limited, the footage shown so far clearly indicates that Fable will be one of Xbox's most ambitious RPG projects in terms of both visual quality and world depth. Zero Company. Zero Company steps onto the stage in 2026 as a truly tactical, turn-based strategy game, something the Star Wars universe has been missing for a long time. Developed by Bit Reactor, a team formed by creators from the XCOM series, the game is set during the Clone Wars era and puts players in charge of a special squad led by a disgraced Republic officer. Each character has unique abilities, classes, and personalities, while decisions made during missions directly affect both the story and the fate of the team. With a roster ranging from Jedi to droids and a darker tone, Zero Company aims to show the strategic and ruthless side of war within the Star Wars universe. Marathon. Marathon emerges in 2026 as Bungie's most radical move since Destiny, offering far more than a traditional FPS. The game features a PvPvE extraction shooter structure, where players enter maps, gather loot, fight AI enemies and other players, and attempt to survive long enough to extract. Designed as a live service title, Marathon plans to deliver a long-term experience through seasonal content, new locations, and evolving story elements. It's widely seen as one of the games that could define the future of the online FPS scene in 2026. Nioh 3. Nioh 3 returns in 2026 by pushing the series' signature fast-paced, technical, and unforgiving combat system even further. This time, Team Ninja isn't just challenging players with difficulty, but also with deeper build variety and character progression systems. The dark atmosphere, blending samurai culture with yokai from Japanese mythology, turns boss fights into true tests of reflexes and patience. With diverse weapon styles, skill trees, and equipment combinations, every player can create a unique playstyle. For fans of the Souls-like genre who want a faster and more aggressive experience, Nioh 3 stands out as one of the clearest choices of 2026. Pragmata. Pragmata is one of Capcom's most mysterious and unconventional projects, stepping outside its familiar franchises to deliver something truly different in 2026. Set on the moon, the story centers on events within an abandoned research facility and the conflict between humanity and artificial intelligence. The gameplay revolves around the partnership between a lone astronaut and an android child, adding both narrative and mechanical depth to the experience. While action and exploration play key roles, Pragmata's real strength lies in its atmosphere and storytelling style, constantly keeping players curious. Backed by Capcom's RE Engine expertise, this title is shaping up to be one of the most original single-player sci-fi experiences of 2026. Saros. Saros arrives in 2026 as Housemarque's darker, more narrative-driven action experience following the success of Returnal. Instead of fully resetting each run, the game aims to create a more meaningful loop by combining permanent progression with storytelling. Fast-paced third-person combat demanding sharp reflexes is supported by intense visual effects and a psychological atmosphere, while each death reveals a new layer of the narrative. With its focus on emotional connection as much as pure action, Saros stands out as one of the boldest single-player action projects of 2026. The Cosmic Abyss. The Cosmic Abyss offers a different kind of experience in 2026 by focusing on psychological and cosmic horror rather than traditional scares. Inspired by the Lovecraftian universe, the game pulls players into a dark narrative where the sense of the unknown never fades. Action takes a backseat. while investigation, environmental storytelling, and sanity testing events move to the forefront. As players progress, the world grows increasingly unsettling, and the line between reality and hallucination becomes dangerously blurred. By drawing horror from slow-building unease rather than sudden jump scares, Cosmic Abyss presents a more mature alternative within the horror genre. Replaced arrives in 2026 as a cinematic action platformer that instantly sets itself apart with its striking visual style. Set in an alternate 1,980 seconds, America, the story centers on a character trapped inside a body controlled by artificial intelligence. The game blends platforming, close combat, gunplay, and environmental storytelling into a single, fluid structure. The combination of pixel art aesthetics with modern lighting and camera techniques makes Replaced feel like a playable movie. For players who value atmosphere-heavy, dark narratives, Replaced is shaping up to be one of the most stylish titles of 2026. Monster Hunter Stories 3: Twisted Reflection. Monster Hunter Stories 3: Twisted Reflection offers a JRPG experience focused on story and character development, rather than the action-driven structure of the main series. Instead of hunting monsters, players bond with them, raise them, and use them strategically in turn-based battles. For fans of the Monster Hunter universe who are looking for a more narrative-focused, calm, and strategic experience, this game is shaping up to be one of the strongest JRPG surprises of 2026. Arknights: Endfield. Arknights Endfield goes beyond being a traditional action RPG, presenting an ambitious project that blends combat, exploration, and management systems into a single experience in 2026. Players don't just fight enemies, they also build bases, manage resources, and make strategic decisions that shape the world's future. Thanks to the balance it strikes between action and strategy, Endfield stands out as one of the most comprehensive projects of 2026, appealing both to hardcore players seeking deep systems and those looking for a long-lasting universe. Phantom Blade Zero. Phantom Blade Zero delivers an extremely fluid, style-driven close combat experience that caught action fans' attention with its very first trailer. Drawing inspiration from wuxia aesthetics, the game stands out with fast combos, chained attacks, and combat animations designed almost like choreography. It's not as heavy as a Souls-like, nor as shallow as a traditional hack and slash, instead offering a system that demands reflexes, timing, and mastery. With its dark atmosphere, revenge-driven story, and cinematic boss fights, Phantom Blade Zero is set to be one of the most visually thrilling action games of 2026, and a title that will be heavily discussed, especially in combat-focused content. Ace Combat 8: Wings of Thief. Ace Combat 8 arrives in 2026 as the game that fully brings the series into the new generation after a long break. Known for blending arcade-style action with cinematic storytelling, the series continues that tradition with massive aerial battles, dramatic narratives, and unforgettable music. Thanks to next-gen hardware, weather effects, urban combat, and large-scale maps are far more detailed and immersive than ever before. For fans of flight action games, Ace Combat 8 is shaping up to be one of the biggest and most cinematic experiences of 2026. Grand Theft Auto 6. After a 13-year wait, GTA 6 finally returns on the 19th of November 2026, taking us back to the neon-soaked streets of Vice City. This time, Rockstar promises not just a massive map, but a living, constantly evolving open world. Featuring a story told through two playable characters, the game presents modern America through a much harsher and more realistic lens. From city centers to swamps, rural areas to highways, this world positions GTA 6 as not only the most ambitious entry in the series, but one of the most ambitious open-world projects in gaming history. GTA 6 is already the biggest event of 2026. Yes, in this video, we've taken a closer look together at the 20 biggest games planned for release in 2026, titles expected to shape the future of gaming. From open-world giants to horror games, from action RPGs to strategy titles, an incredibly packed year awaits us. Which games will live up to expectations and which will surprise us is something we'll discover together after release. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel. Make sure to share your favorite game or the title you're most excited about in the comments. See you in the next video. Take care.